Okay, today we're going to learn how to plot drawings or print drawings. It's plot in AutoCAD. So the first thing we're going to do is you're going to open up your house plan. And down at the bottom, you'll see Model and Layout 1. You're going to click Layout 1. And don't worry, your drawing is still there. This is like you have put a mat. You've gone to Hobby Lobby and frame your drawing. And so you're adding a mat to the drawing. All right, so the first sheet of the set of construction documents is always the title sheet. So we are going to erase this pink box. And again, don't worry, your drawing is still there. You've just erased the viewport. Okay, then we're going to do file. Oops, sorry, not file. We're going to do insert, or classic insert rather. Classic insert. So you're going to type in classic insert. Okay, then you'll have the insert box here. You'll type browse, and then where you have a title block stored. I have my title sheet and I'm going to click open. Okay, and you always put in 0,0, enter. And in this particular case, this title block is set so that you can fill out the title block before you hit OK. So our project name is House Plan, and you are the designer. And today's date, let's just say summer 2023, and class AutoCAD. Hit OK, and you will see that it has filled out the title block. Okay, so when we go to the home page, you'll notice that whatever last layer you use is your current layer. Let's switch that to 0. Let's click one single click on our title block and put it on layer 0. All right, I'm going to hit escape to get out of it. And now you notice that this white sheet does not fit on top of our title of our set of construction documents does not fit on this white sheet. So we're going to set up the drawing. And we'll do that by clicking the file up here, click the plot, or you could type plot. And here is our plot layout dialog box. So the first thing that I like to do is I like to set the pen style. So right here on the right side, you'll see plot style table pen assignments. Right now it says none. We're going to switch it to monochrome. A set of construction documents is always printed in black and white. Okay, now we're going to work on the left side of the dialog box. So we're going to skip the name. We're going to change the name of our printer to Adobe PDF. And if you don't have access to Adobe PDF Writer, you can download Qt PDF for free off of the internet. Okay, so this is an A size sheet. An A size sheet's 8.5 by 11 letter size. So we're going to leave it at letter size. And then the area we have here is what to plot. We're going to plot the window. So we're going to click window. It throws us back out into the drawing. We're going to click the bottom left-hand corner and the upper right-hand corner. You always want to, whichever corner you pick, you want the opposite corner for the second corner. Now, right below the word window, so you see window, window, right below that is center the plot. We're going to click center the plot because we want it centered on our drawing. And I always like to click preview so that I can make sure that I haven't done something silly. And so it looks good. I'm just going to right click and exit. And I am not ready to print this drawing just yet, but I'm going to click apply to layout. So when I click apply to layout, I don't have to go through these steps again. So now I'm just going to hit cancel until I'm ready. See, it fits beautifully on the white sheet. So this is the title page of our set of construction documents. All right, so we're going to go to layout 1. We're on layout 1. We're going to go up to layout 2. And this is where we're going to set our first title block to plot a drawing with. So we are going to do classic insert again. Browse, and wherever you have your title block stored. So here is my A size sheet. Click OK, open. Click OK, and then again 0,0, enter. And this has us filling out. So this is a client name. I'll just give a name, John Doe. This is a house plan. This is going to be the floor plan. This is the first in the set of architectural documents, so we're going to leave it at that. I know that this is going to be plotted. The scale is going to be 3/16. So I'm going to change 1/8 to 3/16. I'm going to leave that. I'm going to call this summer 2023, and I'm going to put my initials. Click OK. Okay, so again, I'm going to go up to File, click Plot. I'm going to change my pen assignment to monochrome, change my plotter to Adobe PDF, click Letter. Now I'm going to change layout to window. I'm going to do the lower left-hand corner and the upper right-hand corner. Center the plot and click preview. Okay, I'm going to right-click, exit. I'm going to apply it to the layout, and I'm going to hit cancel. Okay, so right here, this little box is the viewport. The viewport is essentially the hole that you cut into your mat board. I'm going to move, so it can be moved, it can be copied, various other things, it can be modified, but I'm going to move it up. So I'm going to click the move button, click on it, enter, and I'm going to move it up between this line and this line is where I want the drawing to sit. Okay, so I can click on the viewport one single click, and these little blue squares are called grips, and I can click on the grip and raise the grip up like this so that it's not sitting on that line. I can also click on the grip and move it this way. Come over here and click on the grip and move it this direction. Okay, I'm going to hit escape. Okay, so the viewport, if I click on it a single click again, I want to change the layer to the layer def points, DEF-POINTS. Def points does not print. I'm going to hit escape. Also going to click on my title block and make sure it's on layer 0, and it is. All right. Okay, so I do not want to see the viewport when I print. A lot of people just turn, call a layer viewport, and turn the layer off, but I like seeing the viewport. So I just don't want to print it. So if I go back to File and Plot and do a preview, see, I can see my drawing better now. So I'm going to right click and exit and cancel that. All right. Now I've cut a hole in my title block to allow us to see that drawing. If the drawing is not to scale just yet, even though I said it's 3/16, I haven't scaled the drawing yet. And you scale the drawing by double clicking inside the viewport. So I'm going to set my cursor inside the viewport. But first, I'm going to point out that down here, my X and Y has turned into a triangular shape. If I click Model, the X and Y is just an L-shaped item. If I click Layout 2, it's now a triangle. Triangle tells me that it's in paper space. Okay, so I'm going to put my cursor in the middle of the viewport, and I'm going to double click. When I double click, the triangle disappears. The viewport gets a thicker line. So I'm now in model space inside of paper space. And the only time that you want to work in model space in paper space is to scale a drawing. You don't want to do drawings. Oh, I forgot to add a door. You want to go back to model space to do the door. But here is where we're going to set the scale. So now that I've double clicked inside of the viewport, down here on my bar, I now will see a set of numbers. And if I put my cursor, hover my cursor there, it says scale of the selected viewport. So right now it does not have a scale. If I click the triangle beside that set of numbers, I can now have a set of scales I can choose from. So I said 3/16 would probably be the size. And now if I do, so I've set it 3/16, and now I need to move my drawing over. So if I do P, enter, my cursor turns into a hand, it's pan, and a pan allows me to move my drawing. So I'm going to move my drawing and center it inside of the viewport. When I have it where I want it, I'm going to right click and exit to get out of pan. I'm still in model space inside of paper space. If I, do zoom and all, I'm going to get it out of scale. So I'm going to make sure that I don't do that. And when I am done panning it and scaling it, I'm going to type in PS to go back to paper space. When I type in PS, enter, the viewport gets smaller and my triangle comes back. So that's how I know I've done it correctly. Okay, there's a few things we also need to do. So if you'll notice, I'm going to zoom in. I can zoom in because I'm in paper space. My dashed lines have disappeared. So we have to set a couple of things. So in paper space, we're going to type in PS LT scale. All one word, PS LT scale. Right now, if you look at the command line, it says enter new value for paper space line type scale. Right now it's set at 1. We're going to set it at 0 and hit enter. We're now going to go back here in the middle of our viewport and double click again. And then we're going to type in MS LT scale. So model space, line type scale. hit enter, put 0, enter. And before we do anything else, we're going to type RE for regenerate. And now I'm going to type in PS to get out of model space so that I can zoom in, and now I can see my dashed lines. Okay. Also, when you're in like printing a floor plan, you don't want to show your furniture or your appliances. So we could go to model space and turn it off, but if I had a layout 3 with the furniture plan, then I would have to remember to go back to model space and turn my furniture plan back, my furniture back on. So we can turn off the furniture plan in the viewport. So we have to double click inside the viewport. We now have to go to our layers right here. And we will find first the appliance layer. So here's the appliance layer. This turns the appliance layer off. This freezes it. And then the next icon freezes it in the viewport. So I'm going to click the freeze button. And I'm going to come down to the furniture and click the freeze button. Then I'm going to click off like that. I'm going to type in PS, enter. And see, now my appliances and my bed is now turned off in the viewport. So if I look in the model space, oh, they're still on. Viewport, layout 1, they're off. Okay. So now that I've set my floor plan ready to be printed, I can do a furniture plan. So I could click the plus sign to create a new layout. But since I've got this layout 2 already set up with a title block and already set up to plot, I can make a copy of it so that I don't have to do that. So I'm going to right click on layout 2, do move or copy, click create a copy, move to the end, hit OK. And now it creates another tab. I can go to layout 1 and I can right click and rename it to say title. I can right click on layout 2 to rename it to say plan. Click off of it like that. And then I can right click on the layout 3 and rename it to say furniture, so that I know what I'm looking at. Okay, so I can click on each tab. Okay, so here's my furniture. Okay, well, I turned my furniture off in the plan view. And so I'm going to double click inside the viewport. I'm going to click the layer button here. I'm going to turn back on my appliances and my furniture. But now I wanted to turn off those dimensions because, so now I'm going to click off, type in PS, and now I have just my furniture. So all those dimensions, I don't need to install furniture. So I'm going to have a clean drawing here. Okay, so, well, my title block still says furniture plan. So I'm going to type in Ed, click on my title block, and now I can make changes. So where it says furniture, it says floor plan, I can change it to say furniture plan. And the scale is correct, but this is the second sheet in the set of construction documents, so I'm going to make it ARC 2. Everything else stays the same, so I'm going to click OK and enter. And this is how how you set up your title blocks and your drawings. Now I can go back to the title and do File, Plot. I can click the preview to just make sure. Right click, Exit. And then I can hit OK and let it print. I'll save it where I need to save it to. And here's my drawing. I can go to Plan View now, click File, Plot, and hit Preview. Looks good. Notice how the different line weights. So the exterior walls have a thicker line weight than the interior walls. So that looks really good. Okay. All right, so I'm going to right click, Exit, hit OK, and you can print that one. So here's my second sheet. And then I can go to the furniture plan, go File, Plot, and hit Preview. Then right click and Exit, or that red X up there, hit OK, and save that. So there's my set of construction documents. And this is how you set up a drawing and print.